Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella.
Hello.
She lived in a home with her animal stepmother and her two animal stepsisters. Her animal stepfamily were jealous of her beauty, so they made her do all the cooking and cleaning. Despite the treatment she receives from her stepfamily, Cinderella never complains and happily does all the housework. One day, a noble messenger had stopped by the family's home. He made a very important announcement.
To all the ladies living in this household, you are all cordially invited to the royal ball that the prince is hosting tonight.
Cinderella's stepfamily were ecstatic. They knew Cinderella also wanted to attend the royal ball. However, they had other plans for her. As soon as the noble messenger had left their home, Cinderella's stepfamily was already planning on keeping Cinderella busy until the night of the royal ball.
You have to help us get ready.
Cinderella spent the entire day dressing up her stepsisters and her stepmother. They made sure that Cinderella had no time to get ready for herself. By the time she was done, she was exhausted.
So tired.
At last, it was time to leave. As she was feeling heartbroken that she was not able to attend the royal ball, her stepfamily wickedly told her, "Don't worry, Cinderella. We're going to enjoy the ball for you." Cinderella tearfully watched her stepfamily leave for the ball. Just as they left, something magical started appearing.
I'm here.
"Who are you?" Cinderella asked. "Why, I'm your fairy cat mother, and I'm going to make sure that you attend the ball." Cinderella was gleaming with joy. "But I'm going to need you to gather some friends for help," said the fairy cat mother. So Cinderella went to ask her horse friend, and he agreed to help her. The fairy cat mother used her magic and turned the horse into a fine coachman. Then Cinderella asked her mice friends for help. The fairy cat mother turned the mice into magnificent unicorns. "Now we just need the carriage," said the fairy cat mother. "Now please go into the garden and find me the biggest pumpkin that you can find." Cinderella went and found a giant pumpkin. Then the fairy cat mother turned it into a beautiful carriage. "What a lovely carriage," Cinderella said in awe. "Oh, but I have nothing to wear. Just look at my rags." Ta-da! The fairy cat mother turned her rags into a beautiful ball gown. "Oh, I'm wearing lovely glass slippers too," said Cinderella. "Now I'm ready to leave for the ball." Cinderella went into the carriage and thanked her fairy cat mother. "Now, remember," said the fairy cat mother, "the magic ends at midnight, so please come back before then." And with that, the cat mother disappears and Cinderella leaves for the ball. Cinderella at last has arrived. "What a magnificent castle," she thought to herself. She walked up to the castle and admired its beauty. Cinderella was so excited that she could barely contain her joy. Once inside the castle, she spotted her two stepsisters. Surprisingly, her stepfamily did not recognize her. The prince, however, immediately took notice of her. He was smitten by her beauty. "May I have this dance?" he shyly asked. Cinderella happily said yes, and they danced the night away. Cinderella and the prince had danced for so long that Cinderella had forgotten about the time. Soon, the clock was about to strike midnight. "Oh no, I have to go," Cinderella thought. "I forgot about the time." "What's wrong?" asked the prince. "I'm thirsty," said Cinderella. "Let me get us a drink." After Cinderella gave him his drink, she quickly snuck out the door. Cinderella quickly ran for the carriage and went straight home. The prince went out of the balcony to see where Cinderella had gone. Where did she go? He sadly went back inside when he couldn't find her. Luckily, someone had found the glass slipper that Cinderella was wearing. "I'm going to find her with this," the prince announced. When Cinderella got home, the magic ended. Oh. Cinderella also noticed that she only had one of her glass slippers. Uh-oh. A few moments later, her stepmother came home. "We're home." They bragged about how much fun they had at the ball. They wanted to make sure that Cinderella felt bad for not being able to go. It was so fun. Then the stepmother demanded that Cinderella help them get ready for bed. The next day, the noble messenger and the prince had stopped by the home. "Hello. We're looking for the girl that the prince had danced with last night," said the messenger. The stepmother overheard the noble messenger and listened in carefully. "I have brought the slipper that the fair maiden had left behind, and wish to ask all of the young maidens in this household to try it." "Oh?" The stepsisters argued that they should try the slipper first. They believed that Cinderella actually did not go to the ball. The stepmother agreed and sided with their argument. Yeah, she didn't go. And so, the first stepsister inspected the slipper. "What a lovely slipper," she thought. But the noble messenger realized that the slipper was far too large to fit her. So, the second stepsister decided to inspect the slipper, but it was also far too large for her as well. The stepmother was furious, and the stepsisters were disappointed that the slipper can't fit them. "This is ridiculous." Cinderella was the last one to try on the slipper, but the prince already knew that Cinderella was the one that he had danced with that night. The prince asked her, "Were you the one that I had danced with?" Cinderella excitedly said, "Yes, it was me." They were both falling in love as the prince had found his princess. The stepfamily, however, argued, "It can't be her. She didn't even go to the ball." Then, suddenly, Cinderella's rags soon turned into her beautiful ball dress. Everyone was surprised. The stepfamily couldn't believe that Cinderella was the mysterious girl at the ball. Then, the prince asked Cinderella, "Will you marry me?" A few days later, the prince and Cinderella celebrated their wedding. The prince had found his bride, and Cinderella was happy to be his princess. And so, they lived happily ever after.